I'm Bailey Weaver, and today I'm going to be giving you an informative speech on the importance of sports in American culture. Sports have always been a huge part of American culture, dating back to Native Americans playing lacrosse, more recently to the invention of baseball and basketball in the mid to late 1800s, and now there are more than 100 different professional and thousands, I'm sure, amateur leagues across the country. I'm going to explain to you today why these leagues and why these sports are so important to so many different people. Everyone at some point has a sporting experience in their life, whether playing or going to one. For me, my first sporting experience was my dad teaching me how to play hockey. And then after that, we would go to sporting events and watch, if not on TV. And these events really helped me bond with my father, and that's one reason that I find sports to be so important in our culture. For me, I still am able to play hockey, and it gives me a great way to exercise, something which I'll talk more about a little later on. Sports can offer us a way to relax and something to enjoy among our peers. I'd like to read a quote from Dr. Van Hellery. Team sports are a fun way to get your exercise for cardiovascular health because you get to do it in a group as opposed to doing it alone. Plus, it's a great stress reliever, which helps lower your risk for heart disease. So there's a few things in there that I'd like to discuss. Obviously, the part where a team sport helps you gain a sense of camaraderie where you're not exercising alone, something which can drive most individuals to perform at betterness. Another thing that she mentioned was how it can relieve stress, and that can be a huge thing. On the mental side, everyone hates to stress out, and there's nothing more relaxing than just playing a sport with your friends, throwing a football around, throwing a baseball around, it doesn't matter. It also has a lot of physical benefits, like the stress relief, because it lowers your chance of heart disease. You know, that goes for watching sports as well. There's something about sitting down on the couch with your friends or your family and just watching a sporting event that you can all get behind and cheer for your team. Now, this is an experience many Americans have, and a lot of people around the world as well. They know the importance of sports in their family dynamic. I'd like to show a video of why sports are so important in American culture. And this video is from ESPN's latest thing. I'll pull it up now.
Congratulations to New Orleans.
42 years of age, emergency support goaltender. Get it out, Kirkland. I'm in. What a save!
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
What a senior opening day. I am pumped. And I got goosebumps right now.
Palama?
Correct.
It's unbelievable.
So as you can see in that video, sports can bring out a lot of the best emotions in people, from heartbreak to jubilation to just relaxing. That video really shows what sports can do for a lot of different people. So I did some research and I found Dr. Megan McDonough, and she had this to say. Playing on a team or training with a squad expands adolescents' social networks and requires them to learn to deal with different types of people. Now, I really found that interesting because a lot of people will say you'll make a lot of your best friends playing sports. I'm one to say that. But there's also a side to that. You might meet someone on your team or on opposing teams that you really dislike, but you have to work with them for the common goal of doing well as a team. This can translate into later life where when you work, you might not work or like working with somebody, but you have to make it work to do well at your job. And another thing, we take a lot of people, we take a sense of pride in watching our sports teams or playing for a team. For example, I don't think there's anything better than rooting for your nation in the Olympics, or watching your favorite team, mine being the Detroit Red Wings, go for the Stanley Cup, which they won in 2008. Now that is one of my favorite sporting memories that I have, is watching that team do well. Another thing is, we all have had experiences where you and your buddies are just hanging out, and just having a good time, and you're watching something on TV. Everyone loves catching a basketball game or watching a football game. The sense of community that comes with being on a sporting team, for example, a high school football team. Everyone comes out on Friday night to cheer for you and your teammates to do well. You're not representing just yourself, but you're representing your community. Something that is very important, especially in small towns like where I'm from. I'd like to end with a quote from the great swimmer Michael Phelps, who, as you know, has won numerous gold medals, including 8 at the Beijing Olympics. And this really gives a good idea of what sports is all about. I won't predict anything historic, but nothing is impossible. And what Michael means is you never know what's going to happen with a sporting event. So I'm Bailey Weber, and thank you for listening.